What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about Faraday Future. I want to go over my true thoughts on Faraday and where I realistically see things going, especially this week is a very big week for Faraday. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. And the funny thing is, why I'm doing this video is because I see a lot of people chatting quite a lot on Reddit because my last video was solely going over the data points. And supposedly that's me flip-flopping. So just to be very, very clear, listen to the words I am about to say. I am bearish on Faraday, and I'm going to go over generally why I am bearish. You guys, again, I really don't care what you guys think. I'm not here to influence you guys. I'm going over my viewpoint, and to be honest, I've been in Faraday and kind of covering it longer than the majority of you. So some of this might be over your head and you might have not be kind of aware of this, but again, I'm getting right to it. So starting off, you do have this right here. So this 8K just came out, goes over a lot of the management's salary, and I'm not even going to go deep into this because it's just comical, and to be fully honest, it is sickening. It's absolutely insane, but it is what it is, right? That's what you're investing in. So aside from this though, what I find comical about this, like I said, ever since Faraday had its very impressive spike up, I was saying, and you guys can go back, double check every single time, I was saying that this is very exciting. I do not trust management though. So it ultimately does come down to management because I find it funny about all of this, right? But nobody seems to be questioning, based on this news that came out September 21st, 2021, when they were trying to really boost the share price to avoid a reverse stock split, which again, later they couldn't really kick the can down the line anymore. It eventually happened in February, but it says subject to shareholder approval of the agreement as required by NASDAQ. And just so you know, actually I'll go over that in a second, but these senior executives and members of management have committed to utilize 50% of their salary over a 3-month period to purchase shares of the company, Class A common stock of the company, to further demonstrate their belief and support in the business. Shares will be locked up for a minimum of 180 days, blah, blah, blah. Just so you guys are aware, you do not fucking need shareholder approval at all. At all. If the company itself is doing a buyback, then yeah, essentially you need, actually to be fully honest, you don't even need approval. You can just do it. If insiders want to buy, as long as it isn't in a blackout period, they can buy. So that is a big FU. And the fact that none of this happened, like I've been stating many, many times, I am surprised there's not been a fucking lawsuit about this. And actually, on a side note, it's kind of comical. The last news that they put out, and also 8K, was this right here. Actually, my apologies, not that. This one right here, that was submitted after hours. Of course, anything submitted after hours on a Friday is sketchy, but this 8K shows all the lawsuits. So all the bulls out there, this is a big what the fuck. So it'd be interesting to hear a bull's standpoint on all of this craziness, all of these lawsuits. So I read through a couple of them, and honestly, I can't, like, the company is kind of trying to go through mediation with some of them, but if they weren't at fault, then why the hell are they doing it? So again, there's just a lot of crap when it comes down to that. And the fact is that they didn't actually commit and do this 50%. They just did this to pump up the stock price. And to be fully honest, this pumped up the stock price, I believe, 40% that day. So kind of crazy, the fact that they just keep still doing this time and time again. Another thing that really bothered me, I brought this up in the past, and again, this is why I am bearish. You guys can ignore all the past itself, but why? Like, it just shows that they were pumping it back then for their own benefit, for their own perks, their salaries, bonuses, and compliance, and they're doing the same fucking thing now. Pardon my French. And this news came out right here, October 16th, 2023. So Faraday Future announces master plan to achieve sustainability and further stability while aiming to reduce dependence on external funding sources. Funny stuff, isn't that? Because ever since then, they actually haven't done anything other than relying on external funding sources. Actually, the funny thing is, the last news that came out was this right here. Like, that is plain as day. Like, what the hell are they even talking about? So yeah, it's just very, very comical how they're really kind of just targeting all this. And even in this document, they're saying that they're trying to avoid all these convertible debt products. It's just absolutely hilarious if you look back at the news, which again, some of you might not be been around during that time. Some of you might have actually just got in because of the recent hype and whatever else, but yeah, they were pumping it hard in the tail end of Q3, Q4, and none of that came to fruition. None of that whatsoever. So you get a lot of people on Reddit that, in my opinion, are not suited to invest. That's just, again, my own opinion. You guys do whatever the hell you want. I really don't care, but do not kind of misinterpret me just covering the data as me flip-flopping, because I cover the data on a lot of stocks, day-to-day activity, what shorts did, and everything that you need to know. But my true sentiment on Faraday is that management itself, I think Faraday did have a good plan initially, but management fucked investors over. There's no other way to say that. Like, there's no way. And it's kind of funny. Again, I might dive deep into these lawsuits a little bit, but as far as I'm aware, none of that pertained to this. So if anyone bought on this day, I'm surprised that they didn't sue, because this is a very, very clear indication of fraud. And yeah, it's comical how all of this does come out, and especially if you look back, during that time frame, again, Q3, Q4, they came out saying that they have all these master plans, that they're trying to build shareholder value. And since then, it has gone down. In case you guys forget, it is down a astonishing 99.35%. So again, just because I cover the data does not mean my sentiment does change on Faraday. And this week is a very, very big week for Faraday, because it is that event. So on the 19th, I believe, and they're going to be announcing their kind of second vehicles, like their second versions, or spin-off, or whatever you're talking, or whatever. But in reality, that is going to cost money. So yeah, it's fair to assume me saying, yeah, I'm going to build a second house. How the hell am I going to build another house? Like, that's going to cost a lot of money. Who's going to pay for it? Shareholders. And yeah, so just for transparency again, because some people seem to love hearing about it, I am not shorting. I did short Faraday in the past, but I am not shorting it right now, only because the broker charges an enormous amount of fees. And yeah, honestly, most of the time it is very hard to come by shares, because there is a 95% demand in short shares. So that doesn't happen unless the underlying stock is fundamentally flawed. So that is my kind of quick rant on everything to do with Faraday this upcoming week. Again, if they somehow talk on licensing agreements, which I've kind of gone back and forth, I haven't really dived deep into Faraday's technology just to see if they actually do own the patents itself. But if they talk on, especially what YT has been saying on Twitter over this last little bit, how their technology is next level stuff, if they actually do own it and they're able to license it, then yeah, you know what, my sentiment might change a little bit, because that would bring a good amount of revenue. But if they're just going to announce a pivot and expect the stock price to go up because of that, that's delusional. And again, the more that they rely on this right here, external funding sources, convertible, like debt, that is toxic. They even acknowledge it in October, but they keep relying on it. You have to, in order for them to, like, Faraday to even keep in balance with a dilution due to the interest payments of these notes and whatever else, they have to deliver vehicles. And as far as I'm aware, I don't think they delivered August's because they did state that they're going to be doing one every month, right? I don't think they did August that delivery because it was supposed to be end of July. They pushed that to whenever it was in August, but August's delivery wasn't done. So far, September's one hasn't been done. You need to actually deliver vehicles to offset all this toxic debt that they stupidly still focus on. So again, this is enough of a rant for right now. So that's my sentiment on Faraday. You guys do whatever the hell floats your boat. I'm not a financial advisor and all the other fun jazz. So you guys, if you guys believe in Faraday, the management and whatever else, then have at it. Do what you need to do. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And even though Faraday does whatever it wants sometimes, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it. They give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. This is a kick-ass deal. Take advantage of that. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.